What's up?
Hello, podcasters.
Not sure what that means, but what's up, guys? This is Jack and Mr.
Ryan.
Mayan Ryer. We're going to be talking about a few things today. Right now, we are actually in the back of Rex's Nutrition in Fremont. So, come get some subs. We got some new bang flavor, birthday cake. Definitely come try that out. It's not too bad. But yeah, let's just dive right in here. I want to talk about carbs. Ryan,
Yes.
how many carbs do you take in a day?
So it's a very interesting question. So just recently I got off my cut, and while I was on my cut, I did probably a 12-week cut, maybe 3 months, and some days I did no carb days, and I just think that if you cut carbs, you can definitely see a big improvement, for the simple fact that I believe that if you cut carbs, you can kind of just flush the fat out. And
How do you mean?
when you work out, instead of using carbs as your primary resource for fuel, it uses other things like fats and like glycerides.
Let's just go with glycogen because that is that's the energy store that the body uses.
But yeah, but I firmly believe if you want to gain weight and you want to just be strong and just be a chungus in the gym, up your carbs. Like, definitely do I would even go like maybe twice your body weight if you're like really going hardcore with bulking or anything like that.
Say that with a little bit more description in case someone doesn't understand what that means. Using twice your body weight.
Okay,
What
so
does that
twice
mean?
your body weight, that's just gonna be the total grams that you take in. So let's say you have a 150-pound dude, right? Twice his body weight would be 300, so you would intake 300 grams of carbs.
It would be pounds times 2.
Yeah.
And that'd be your grams per day.
Yeah.
That's actually about what I use right now. I'm bulking. Got about 2 weeks left in my bulk, getting ready for my next show. I'm right at about 430 to 440 grams of carbs right now.
Yeah.
Getting ready to cut down soon. But on my last cut, I've noticed that when I would drop my carbs, my body reacted in a really, really kind of shitty way. And it's more mentally than physically, because when you drop carbs, your body doesn't really know what to do right away, because it's used to getting the certain amount of carbs every day. So if you drop right away, your body kind of goes in like, not really panic mode, but it kind of has to find something to use for fuel really quickly because it doesn't have enough carbs that's used to getting. So what my point is, when I would be bulking or trying to put on size, I would use that same formula for carbs, and I noticed that you can put on really good quality muscle when you have high carbs, because I'm not a fan of low carbs no matter what. Even with my clients that are overweight and want to lose the weight, I say keep the carbs, don't drop carbs at all.
See, and that goes with something to say there. If you're cutting, yeah, you want to cut carbs, but obviously you don't want to just do it drastically, just like that. You kind of want to ease into it. Like, I know we were talking earlier, like you said, he's going to start his cut in 2 weeks, and what'd you say, you're going to drop your carbs by 50 maybe a week? I'm
going to start right away dropping it by about 50.
Yeah.
So my body doesn't crash.
Yeah. So just don't go, I guess, full balls to the walls in your cut and just cut all your carbs out and do cardio 7 days a week for 7 hours a day. You want to ease into that, and obviously you don't want to do cardio for 7 hours a day, but that's just kind of the message that we're kind of send here. And I would say that would go with bulking too. I mean, you just don't want to, like, right after your cut, become like a fat piece of shit.
This is true.
And just like retain a whole bunch of water after your cut. Just kind of ease into it. You can be a little bit more lenient on your bulk just because you're on your bulk and nothing really matters, I guess. So
What are your thoughts on dirty bulk versus a clean bulk?
so actually, I went on a dirty bulk one time, a couple years ago actually. So this was probably my start of my sophomore year of college. Actually, I started my sophomore year of college at probably 180 pounds body weight, and you know, I've been following like David Lade, and like if you follow David Lade, like you just know like he eats like shit. You know, he eats like heavy whipping cream straight just for
Not natural.
calories, and I was like, fuck, he's making gains. So I was like, I'm gonna go on this dirty bulk. Like I'm gonna follow this little trend. So anyway, from like I would say September of 2017 all the way up until February of 2018, I went from like maybe like 175, 180 pounds all the way up to 206 pounds. And don't get me wrong, like I made a fuckload of strength gains. Like my bench just skyrocketed, and you know, I was just eating like a piece of shit, honestly. And but yeah, I also got really fat though, because I went all the way up to 206 pounds, and I've never been at that weight before. So I had like a layer of body fat over, you know, my abs and everything. But then when I cut down that next summer, I looked a lot better. So I like dirty bulks. I've had good experiences. How about you?
Right after I come off of a cut, I like to dirty bulk for a couple weeks to get the fat in me, because it's been depleted for so long.
Yeah.
Because dirty bulking, in case anybody watching doesn't know what that means, a dirty bulk is really, you don't really care about the macros that you're putting in, versus a clean bulk. You still keep the macros, just you have higher fats, higher carbs, but you still keep it pretty consistent. Dirty bulk would be like going and getting fast food pretty often, which is what I did right after I came out of my last show. I went and got Cane's the next day, and I threw Cane's back up because my body wasn't ready for that kind of food. I was used to eating clean for so long, that when I started eating Cane's, which is really greasy and full of fats, my body didn't react well with it and didn't want it, so it pushed it all back out. But anyway, I would say the right way to do it would probably be dirty bulk for a really short period of time, because if you dirty bulk for a long time, that's how you get overweight and put on bad fat. But clean bulking, you can stay still relatively lean, which what I'm doing right now, I still have my abs, and I've put on about 25-ish pounds since my last show, which was in May. So it's been about 3-4 months, and I still have decent definition, still pretty vascular. My body fat isn't as high as I thought it would be, which is definitely not a problem with me. But I would say be smart with it, no matter what your goals are. If you're like, say, just going for like strength and you don't care about muscle building or definition or anything like that, more towards like a kind of like powerlifting, I guess you would say, then go ahead and dirty bulk a little. Just because you need those higher fats and higher carbs to give you all that energy and strength to push all that weight around.
Right.
If you're going for something more of like bodybuilding or just staying lean, I would keep it clean and get all those vegetables, rice, quinoa, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And then also another question that I'm sure some people may have is any tips for beginners?
Nutrition wise or lifting?
Just in general, like, yeah, nutrition and lifting wise.
I'll start with the lifting and training first.
Like anything that you know now that you wish you knew back then.
Big time nutrition. Okay. So when I first started lifting, which was about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago by now, I didn't know shit about nutrition. I knew the basics, that I had to have high protein to build muscle. I know I had to have the carbs to replenish energy stores. I know I needed fats for hormone production. But I didn't know much beyond that. I didn't know which foods I should eat to get that. So I would say if you're just now getting into it or don't know much about it, research a lot about nutrition, which foods you should be taking in, vitamins like fish oils, zinc. Those are all great for immune system and digestive system health, which is something that I didn't know about. I didn't take vitamins. I didn't start taking any sort of vitamin or multi, anything like that, till about a year ago. And I noticed around I did that, my energy stores went way up. I felt really good all the time. I didn't need to use pre-workout as much actually, just because my body didn't need it. I had all the energy stores in my body without having to supplement it. So I would say, yeah, if you're an amateur or just don't know much about it, just do your research, just read a book. I wouldn't want to look online. There are some reliable sources online, but I would say I learned more from books than websites. So definitely just go to like Barnes and Noble. You don't even have to buy the book. Go find a nutrition book and just read through it.
Yeah. And yeah, especially like for you teenagers out there and you like hard gainers, the one thing that I would definitely recommend is just like calories, and just get your protein, get your carbs in. Just in your first year, if you eat right and you have a proper training program, you know, you can make upwards of 25 pounds of muscle worth of gains, and then like the year after, it's gonna have a half-life, so maybe you'll make like 12, and then the year after, maybe like 6 to 8, you know, something like that. So right there, that's like almost 70 pounds of pure muscle you can be making within your first 3 years, because that's when you make your most gains. Because after that, it kind of falls off quite a bit. So definitely utilize that, your newbie
gains.
Yeah, your newbie gains. And just eat a fuckload. Just try to get stronger, progressive overload every single time that you go into the gym. You know, every week, slap on an extra 5 pounds of your compound lifts. Do your bench squat and deadlift, because that's those are compound movements, so you're gonna build the most muscle doing those. And just get your form down as well.
Another thing I want to say about the hard gainer thing, I get a lot of DMs on Instagram that say, what should I do if I eat a lot of food but still can't put on weight? And it's really simple and blunt, and you're gonna think I'm full of shit when I say it. Just eat more.
Eat more fucking food.
Your body will grow if you give it the food to grow.
Yeah.
If you eat the same thing every day and you're not growing, that means you need to eat more. That means you just have a high metabolism, and you burn a lot of calories maybe through like exercise or work. So just eat more. And you could get anything like a $60 Fitbit that can tell you how many calories you're burning.
Yeah.
And that way you can stay a lot more accurate, because I don't believe in the whole hard gainer thing. Just eat more food.
And like a tip for you hard gainers, a great way to get your calories is drink your calories. You know, like even like I still do this to this day. Like if I want to get in maybe 4 or 5 eggs, you know, eating 4 or 5 eggs, that's a lot harder. I can just throw 4 or 5 raw eggs in a smoothie and put some peanut butter, some, you know, yogurt, milk, and I won't even taste the raw eggs, and boom, that's like, you know, 25, 30 grams of protein right there with all the branched chain amino acids they offer as well. So
that's actually a good segue into my next topic. What's your opinions on supplementing amino acids? Do you think it's beneficial and actually works, or do you think it's nonsense and it's just flavor adding?
Okay, so that's funny. My experience with amino acids, I took them my freshman year of college, and I didn't really know what the fuck they were. So it was just like, I would be working out and I would literally bring like a shaker bottle with BCAAs in them, because I heard like it helps with like protein synthesis and you should work or take them while you're working out. Me personally, I didn't notice like really any, you know, muscle gains or anything with BCAAs. You know, I didn't take it for a while, so maybe that's a problem. But yeah, me personally, I didn't like really notice much of anything. How about you?
Something I've noticed is amino acids definitely do help with protein synthesis. I just don't think it's a big enough difference between taking it and not taking it for me to feel it. Like maybe some people feel it differently. Like actually, what my sister uses for her pre-workout is just a couple scoops of amino acids, because that's how her body reacts to it. But I'd say if you have a higher tolerance, not tolerance, but if you take in enough proteins, taking those extra amino acids wouldn't necessarily boost your energy stores.
Mm-hmm.
But if you kind of have a low protein diet, then maybe you'd feel it if you took aminos. But I've actually been taking amino acids lately, past couple of weeks, during my workouts, because I want to make my workouts more intense. I need the extra fuel to get me through.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say another thing you could do during a workout for an intro, drink something like a Gatorade that has all those sugars to replenish your glycogen stores, and sugar is like an immediate energy source.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing you could take is something called like Demo Day or Carb Ion, which you actually sell here at Rexius, and that's just straight carbs. This is something you could use for like a leg day. If you want your legs to grow, you can pack in more carbs while you're working out. That'll help give you the extra energy stores.
Mm-hmm. And just
Go ahead.
Okay, and just like kind of branching off with intro to pre-workout. Your pre-workout. In your opinion, when do you think a lifter should start their addiction to pre-workout, their lifetime addiction? When do you think they're ready?
Well, obviously, working at a supplement store, I know all pre-workouts you got to be at least 18 to use. I know a lot of people, including myself, and I'm pretty sure you too, took pre-workout before they were 18, which is not a good idea because you're still growing. You can mess up your heart if you take all that caffeine and beta alanine at one time while you're so young.
Mm-hmm.
I probably got off lucky because I was too much of a pussy and a wuss to want to take pre-workout too often when I was in high school. My first experience taking pre-workout was actually psychotic. It was my very first pre-workout. Took a full scoop, and that ended exactly how you think it did. I threw up everywhere.
You fucking died, then you got resuscitated.
Yes, I did. And then that time, actually, I was throwing up the next 2 or 3 days, and that's how bad it affected me. So definitely be careful with taking pre-workouts because they can actually be dangerous. I also, in my opinion, don't think pre-workout is a necessary or not necessary, like as important supplement as other supplements could be, because like you can use carbs for pre-workout. You could eat something like with a little bit of sugar, high carbs, something like rice cakes and like dip it in peanut butter, and that's a pretty good pre-workout for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, like the first time I took pre-workout, I took a pre-workout called Convict. They actually sell it here in the store, and
Convict Nutrition.
Yeah, at Rexius Nutrition. And yeah, holy shit. If you guys know anything about pre-workout, this pre-workout had a substance called DMHA. It's cousin to DMAA.
Do you know what those words stand for?
No, I don't, actually.
Okay, never mind.
It's like 1,3-dimeth or dimethyl.
Let's move past the topic.
Okay, but anyway, this pre-workout had 200 milligrams of DMHA, and I took a full scoop of this just because, like, you know, I'm 18 years old, like, I can handle anything. And so I went to a workout. Oh my god, I had a great fucking workout, but like,
what happened after?
I cried. I literally went to my car. I sat in my car like a little wet child, and I just started to cry and bawl my eyes out for whatever reason. It's just because I didn't have really any tolerance or anything to pre-workouts, and I took one of the strongest pre-workouts. But no, don't get me wrong. Like, I love pre-workout. Like, I take it like every day. Like, I would even go as far to say I'm addicted to pre-workout.
Do you think you need pre-workout though?
For me,
like,
no.
Step back and look at it. Do you think you actually need to take pre-workout as often as you do?
Pre-workout,
I don't have a problem with pre-workout. I think it's really easy to abuse pre-workout.
Absolutely.
And if you're one of those people that takes 2-3 scoops of pre-workout, that means you need to stop taking pre-workout for a while, not forever, just for a while, so your body can like recycle.
Yeah, for
get
sure.
back onto like how it's supposed to work.
See, I haven't really been following that rule because I haven't been off of pre-workout in maybe like 2 years. So like, my caffeine tolerance is just like astronomical. So I go through pre-workout pretty quick. So to kind of counteract this, I get a stronger pre-workout, so I use less of it, so it lasts longer. But that's not really the way to go for it. But yeah, I love taking pre-workout. I think it makes an ordinary workout into an extraordinary workout. But
That's a great saying.
dude, yeah, and I don't know, I stand by that. And
What's your opinion on mixing pre-workouts? Because I know you do.
oh, mixing
Do you
pre-workouts?
think there's a problem with that?
No, actually, I think okay, so yeah, the pre-workout I have right now is Greatness, and that's a really high stim pre-workout, and
Available at $39.99 at Rex's Nutrition.
yeah, that's a great advertisement segue in there. But yeah, I'm using Greatness, and this specific pre-workout doesn't have any pump ingredients. It doesn't have your citrulline, your beta-alanine, agmatine sulfate, and so this is where mixing pre-workouts would be great, because I can mix Greatness, which is a very high stim, low pump, with another pre-workout that has like 6 grams of citrulline, which is high pump, low stim.
Like
Mix that.
Like vascular nitrox who
Yeah,
have
yeah.
no stem to them.
Exactly.
Which is just for blood flow. You know,
Yeah.
pump.
And in these cases, you would get the best of both worlds. So I would recommend mixing your pre-workouts. That doesn't mean take like a scoop of this, a scoop of this, a scoop of this. No, take like half a scoop of this and half a scoop of that, and boom, you got your pre-workout and you're good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's definitely a good place to end this very first podcast.
Yeah.
It was fun. We were really bored and just decided to do it. We'll definitely be doing more. At least I'll do more.
Yeah.
You're interested in doing more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Next episode, we'll be talking about SARMs.
Mm-hmm.
Pros and cons of SARMs.
And experiences.
Experiences of SARMs. I don't have those, so don't point at me
Who
like
does?
that. But if anyone's still watching, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Signing out.